Nyaya yakaitika recently yekuti Emmerson Mnangagwa akangofuma asima munyika aenda neusiku kuBelarus. Inyaya inogona kukwanisa kukonzeresa munyika yeZimbabwe kana kusunga kwake pakudzoka paairport. Mamiriro zvakaita ndeyekudai so. Pane picture rakazoiswa pa X neBelarus media richiratidza kuti President Emmerson Mnangagwa vanga vari mumeeting naleader wekuBelarus anonzi Alexander Lukashenko. Naizvozvo picture iroro rakakonzeresa nyaya dzakawanda sezvo pakubuda kwavo pane ritual rinoitika paairport kazhinji nevanhu vematraditionals nevamwe vanhu vane chinyakare chavanoita mukuru wenyika asati asimuka. Hazvina kuitika, asi mareports nemamwe maimages ari kucirculate atisingakwanisi kukupai paairport ari kutaura iwo kuti mukuru kubuda kwavakaita vakatobuda negold because kuenda kwavakaita vakatanga vavhizita mavaults egold and zviri kunzi vakatoenda vakaronga gold vachienda kunyika iyoyo. Saka kubuda kwavakaita usiku vakatobuda vakatakura zvicherwa zvenyika zvinosanganisira gold nemadiamonds vachienda ikoko. Saka naizvozvo nyaya idzodzi inyaya dzatekeshera, inyaya dzanetsa apo takatarisana nebill number 3 kuti ripinde muparliament nemusi wa19. Saka mukuru kubuda kwavakaita kuri kukonzeresa mhirizhonga munyika yeZimbabwe, kuri kukonzeresa mitauro yakasiyana. Saka ameno rimi munofungei pati nyika yese yakutoziva, nyika dzese dzakutoziva kuti zviri kuitika. Mukazoona pane zivai kuti ndo pari kutangira nyaya. Paimboda kusunga chiwenga achidzoka apa ndiye akusungwawo. So ndomamira zvakaita muri Zimbabwe. Chakusiya makatera kubva kumakomiredzi edu kubva pano ndiyo nyaya ngetayo nayo kuti tikuzivisei. But neimwe inenge ichibva kumakomiredzi edu munongotiregererawo because isusu tichida kuti revolution isvike kwese.
And yet something that requires our attention is slipping under. If we don't change, or if we don't challenge the pattern, what we are seeing in the media, in our politics, in our governance, then the story of the Constitution, I'm afraid it will only become a suggestion, not a document that is supposed to safeguard and protect the sons and daughters of Zimbabwe. We are seeing a situation whereby ethics is becoming optional, and the future becomes a negotiation and not guaranteed. So if you're not angry enough, or if you're not seeing a pattern, or if you're not seeing something that is wrong with everything, that is going on, you need to wake up, from the slumber. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. You need to start to ask your question, what kind of a country are we building? What are we building as a people? Where do we go? Where next are we going to go to? If these things can be so brazen, be done in the glare of the public, in the eyes of the public, and somebody sees nothing wrong with that, we are dead as a people. We are dead as a people. And we need to wake up. We need to challenge, these things. We need to speak. It's high time that, we occupy that position of being speakers. People that can actually say enough is enough. We need to speak about this. Everything that is happening in Zimbabwe is not isolated, it is calculated. There are jigsaw pieces that are being put together. Who knows where we are going as a people? Who knows where we are going to end up at as a people? Because when you've got the people who are hell bent on wanting to create their own rules, have their cake and eat it, that spells disaster, and it shows that, we are facing an uphill task, a difficult road ahead. We can't have a country where institutions bend to individuals. We can't. We can't. Individuals must bend to institutions. If the institution told you that this is a no, respect that. Not want you to be theoretic, you want to be out there flexing your muscles, positioning yourself as a person who's untouchable, who can bend the rules willy-nilly and massage your biggest fragile ego. We can't have that. Dara Jim would say.
Uncle Jeda, well said. Thank you very much. And I really get what you are saying. I've seen what has happened, and I've seen the capture of our media, and I've seen the offer by Wicknell. Then if you understand Wicknell and how much he has looted, then you understand what he's going about. It's a fool with his money. Wicknell replaced all forms of gold mafia. If you didn't know, a tracker of his plane travels to sanitize his loot in Kenya, sanitize his loot in Tanzania, and he might as well stop over in Uganda, sanitize his loot. Uganda is an American base. Tanzania too has, and I know of the 800 bases or American military bases. There are quite a few in Africa. Tanzania is favored by America. So is Kenya. So if they get their gold there, it's sanitized. Wicknell wanted to refute and went on to attack Rotendo. Rotendo then spilled the beans. And also, you remember, Wicknell's brother was arrested in South Africa and he skipped bail. He was found with 12 kgs of gold that he said belonged to Wicknell. So Wicknell is not a gold dealer himself, but Mnangagwa is. What they did to evade scrutiny, they gave the only gold trading license to Scott Sakwana. And you remember Scott Sakwana was being funded by, or he's still being funded by Macmillan. And they still have Patney, the Asian guy who almost collapsed or bankrupted Kenya. All those people are funding. Rodrand is also funding. So they've got huge amounts of gold that they are trading. They also hoarded a lot of gold. And you saw recently as a cover-up, the president went to tour the vaults, gold vaults, and they said now we have 4 tons, and they expected us to applaud them for that. So Wicknell, he can, he doesn't even know what a Fortuna is. 65,000 US dollars is nothing to him. And the only way you can do it to bypass the policy is offering it at 80 US dollars to a particular individual. I do not think you could buy it at that from him. And he does so, 150 US dollars. Oh no, 180 US dollars for a 150,000 US dollar house. Now, in their craziness, the other audios that are doing rounds, Wicknell accuses Tendo for trying to fleece government of $100 million for the sanctions do that he did, which I also still doubt whether he did anything. I know he did a bit of work, but not to the extent of Americans removing sanctions. I know how sanctions are removed, not through Rutendo, an individual. So that's what's there, and that's what's coming up. President going to Russia, it's not news really. He's coming back. I think yourself as a media house, you should have heard that the Concord has written to the parties to this challenge to Constitutional Amendment Bill 3 of 2026. They've all been called for a meeting in the Concord boardroom on Monday at 10 o'clock. They are going there to discuss live streaming of the bill. And I thought, well, God is on our side. God is on our side, and what needs to be done now is for you, mostly the diasporians, to spread the word to as many media houses as you can so that maybe justice can be delivered. And I've also seen the appointment, or rather the rumored appointment of Elizabeth Gwaunze as the new Chief Justice, taking over from Justice Malaba. She's fairly been executing a job very well, and she's very professional in that regard.